Yo, it's Arcade, and today I'm gonna show you how to master your tracks. A lot of people ask me about mastering, a lot of people don't know where to start, so that's what I'm gonna show you today. Specifically, we are going to talk about this new plugin called Masterplan from a new company called MusicHack. So if you don't know where to start with mastering, this is an excellent choice, because this plugin is very simple to use, but it's also very effective. So let's get to it. So today we are gonna master this EDM track, but before we get started with mastering, we need to get our track ready for mastering. So here is the track in question. Let me play it. Okay, first thing first, mastering is not gonna fix a bad mix. So make sure your mix is pretty decent already, and make sure the volume of your tracks is approximately where you want it, because in mastering we are going to work with the whole track, not the separate tracks, so make sure to set those up beforehand. Now one more thing we want to do is go to Mixer and remove all master effects. So if you have any EQ or limiter or stuff like that, just remove that or just disable it. And also we want to leave some headroom for mastering, so we want to lower the volume of the whole track right here until it hits like -6 decibels. So we'll have 6 decibels to work with. So let's just play it and lower that. That is about -6, it doesn't have to be exact. So the effects are disabled, the volume is lowered. Now let's export this whole track. I like to leave some room beforehand and after, so you can hold Control and select it like this. Hit File, Export, WAV file, save it. And now make sure we are working with a WAV file. I'm gonna put it at 32-bit float and stereo. Resampling, I usually put it to the highest. Make sure insert effects are enabled. Now hit start and render out your track. Now drag your track into FL Studio, into an empty project, just adjust it a little bit. And now we can start working on the mastering. So make sure nothing is on the master channel and let's put Masterplan in there. So here's the plugin. Right off the bat you can see it looks pretty simple to use. And you can see the biggest knob is the loudness knob. Of course, because that's what we want with mastering. But I want to show you something really important and also my favorite feature of this plugin. So obviously if we increase the loudness knob, the song will get louder, right? Right, so that's pretty self-explanatory, but when mastering, you don't actually want to hear the loudness difference between the original mix and the mastered mix, because obviously the mastered one will sound better because it's louder. So when comparing it to the original, you want to have the same loudness. You just want to hear the difference between adjusting the lows, the wideness and stuff like that, but the loudness should be the same. So this plugin actually has a button for that, which is amazing, and it's this Unity button. So if you click it, the loudness of the mastered version will be the same as the loudness of the original. But of course, at the end, you want to turn that off, but while you're mastering your track, you want to have that on. So let me just show you now. If we move the loudness, it won't actually get louder. Same amount of volume, but if we move it all the way up, you will actually hear the limiter distorting your signal, but the loudness will be the same. Long story short, when working on your mastering, make sure the Unity is on, and once you are done, you're gonna turn that off. Now let's master this track. So I'm gonna play a section right here and start moving the knobs. So the first two we have is low and high, which is pretty self-explanatory. This will make the low end more obvious and this will make the high end more obvious. So let's hear our track. So let me just show you what it does when we put it all the way up or down. Very bassy. Almost no bass. Also you can hit Alt and click on the knob to reset it. Now the highs. I'm just showing you how it goes all the way up and down to demonstrate what it does, but realistically, I think I want a bit more highs. and even a bit more low. Okay, let's keep it in there. Now the loudness knob. So once again, we are not gonna hear the difference in the loudness if we move it, but we can see the LUFS. And the LUFS are pretty important. It shows you how loud your track is. So let's see it. So we are moving around 14. Now, what number should you aim for? Well, there is a lot of information about that, but I would say like -8. Now, if you are releasing on Spotify, it will actually change it to -14 LUFS, so all the songs are about the same volume, but it doesn't do it on TVs and stuff like that, so you don't want to count on that either. Here's the chart of top tracks and what LUFS they used, so I would actually follow those. So we are gonna aim for about -8. So let me just play the song and move up the loudness meter. Okay, so I'm gonna move it about there. You could see the LUFS lighting green, so I think that's pretty good. And of course, we cannot hear the loudness just yet. I'm gonna disable this at the end, but now let's check all the other parameters. So wideness, I think I wanna make this track a bit more wide. So when it's all the way up, you can hear a lot of the sounds are a bit more stereo. They're like more left and right. I think I like that. Now we have thick. If we enable it, we can set how much of it we want. And this is gonna add some additional saturation. I don't hear much of a difference, but I'm gonna add a little bit of it. Now clean, this is gonna clean up that muddiness in the low frequencies. So if you have a lot of that in the low end, this is gonna clean that up. So let's hear it. I don't want too much of that because I feel like my bass frequencies are pretty clean. Now we have a multiband compressor where you can compress the lows, the mids and the highs. And this is actually compressing them, so it won't make them louder, but it will actually push them down a bit. So if you want less of the highs, you want to compress the highs. We're gonna adjust that a little bit. Then we have smooth, which is a gentle compression, smoothing out the overall sound. So let's enable that. Then we have calm, which will clean up some of these harsh frequencies. Let's hear that in here. I'm gonna use a little bit of that. And then we have tape, and you can see the explanations are at the bottom. So on the left, we're gonna have a tight bass, and on the right, a warm glow. So let's hear it. Yeah, I could definitely hear the difference, and I think I want to aim more for that tight bass. So I'm gonna leave it around here. And we are almost ready to hear the difference with the loudness and everything. But one more thing you can do is preview different scenarios. So like a phone effect, so how it would sound on a phone. Or maybe how it would sound in mono, because some speakers are only mono. You can hear this song would lose out a lot if it would be mono. So it has a few different preview modes. And now let's actually hear the difference. So we have the track right here. First, I'm gonna play it with the Unity and gonna bypass the plugin so you can hear the difference in the mastering. And then we're gonna turn off the Unity and you will be able to hear the difference with the loudness as well. So first, without mastering. You can hear we definitely opened it up a bit more. It has a little bit more freshness, those high frequencies and the wideness. So I really like what we did with it, and it was really simple. Anyone can get started with this right away. So now let's hear the full song with the loudness adjusted as well. This is gonna be pretty loud, I reckon. And that is it, guys. That's how you master your tracks using this Masterplan plugin. If you are interested, check it out. Link will be below. You can actually try it out for free, see how it works. So thank you to MusicHack for sponsoring this video, and I hope you try this as well, so you can start mastering your tracks in a really simple way. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.